Hi, I'm Professor John Berube. I'm a full-time faculty member in the Legal Support and Services Department, as well as the Internship Coordinator. Over my years as an instructor here, I get a lot of questions from students who are career changers. They're looking to get their foot in the door in the paralegal field. But when they look to the job postings, they always see that experience is required. And they always ask me, how do I get the practical experience if I can't get the job? Certainly there is a problem there. However, I have a couple of recommendations that I always make, and we'll go over some of those in today's presentation. First, consider looking into an internship experience. We also could consider what we call externship experiences, and we'll talk about the differences between the two. You could join a professional organization. I particularly recommend at the local level, and I'll explain why in a moment. And then last but not least, job placement or temp agencies can be another good way to get some practical experience that may allow you to open a few doors. So first, let's take a look at the internship experience. We have a course here at PG called AS495. There is a link below this video that you can click on for greater detail. But of course, an internship is through a university. It is for academic experience along with getting that practical experience. So there's a double benefit to it, but there are lots of requirements that must be met. First, you have to have a GPA of 2.0 or higher. Second, you have to complete at least 30 or more credits of your degree. Now, that's all credits, not just the legal courses that you're taking. However, we generally recommend that you wait until you're further along in your legal studies courses because you want to have a good experience in the internship, right? And you want to be able to demonstrate that you really understand legal ethics and basic legal principles. So having it further along in your study is a benefit to both you and the office. Now, you do have to make sure there's an open elective available in your degree plan, so you need to make sure that you plan this out ahead with your career advisor, educational advisor, excuse me. So we want to make sure that we can plan that out so that it can fit into your degree plan because it is an actual course. And then it does not get offered every term, the course that is, AS495. So you need to plan out when you can take it in your studies. Also, you're going to need to have multiple site options. Sometimes sites may back out once we get through the process and get going. So you're going to want to have at least 2 or 3 options for the internship site. Now, the other critical topic that we need to think about for internships is it's a class, but it's also the work that you put into the office. That's the important part, right? You are required to do 15 hours per week for the 10 weeks of the course. So that's a lot of time to commit to it. Some students can do it, others cannot. You also have to find your own host site in your area. For more details on how to do that, I've created another YouTube video on how to find an internship and go into greater detail on internships specifically. So you can check out that link for the internship YouTube video, as well as the link to the class materials and the class information itself. You will also see my email address below, so if you have any specific questions, you can reach out to me directly through email. So that 15 hours a week probably scared a number of you, or at least told a number of you that an internship might not work for you. Although you'd love to get the real world experience, you'd love to get the academic credit as well, you may not be able to devote 15 hours a week for 10 weeks straight. So the externship may be a better option for you. Now, it's not for credit, but you still can set up an experience with a host site to get that practical experience. And the process for setting it up is very similar. You have to go out there, you have to find a host site in your area. I can help you either with the internship or externship experiences in coming up with ideas of where to look, what options may be out there. I can be a sounding board for you in terms of setting that up. But here you have all the control in the negotiation process with the office. So you can't do 15 hours a week, but maybe you can do 4 or 5, maybe 7. Maybe there's some flexibility in your schedule from week to week, and the office may have more or less need on a week-by-week basis. So you and the office can figure out how much time you can devote, and then it fits everybody's schedule. I also strongly recommend that you have a clear start and end date to the externship experience. The start date, you want to make sure everybody is prepared for the experience and enters on a strong note. You also want to end on a professional and strong note. If it were to continue on indefinitely and then you have to try and figure a way to end the experience and they still need you, it can become difficult. Therefore, if we say that it is going to end on August 31st, 1st of 2024, on that date it's the last day. You can set up a meeting to go over the experience with them as you're leaving. You can thank them for their time and everything that you've learned. Hopefully they've gotten a lot of work and benefit out of your being there. And then you might be able to also ask if you could use their name as a reference when you are seeking employment in the area. And even better, if they really liked your work and they need additional help down the road, they may contact you and pay you for your time. So having a clear end date, I think, is important. The next recommendation is joining a local paralegal organization. Now, there are two national organizations that are well known: NALA, the National Association of Legal Assistants, and NAFPA, the National Federation of Paralegal Associations. They're both great organizations, but I generally recommend students joining the local organization. You want to be able to go to local meetings. You want to network with local paralegals and local legal professionals who can help you to get your foot in the door. So joining a local organization, I think, is far more important, particularly for those who are changing careers. Now, if the local organization is an affiliate or affiliated with NALA or NAFPA, even better. But the local organization is important. And as I already said, the critical issue here is networking. You want to be able to go there, talk to people when they're having their meetings and their trainings, and you want them to be able to see who you are. Show your confidence in your knowledge in the paralegal profession from what you've gained from your academic experience. They're going to be showing presentations on new or current changes in the laws in your community. That's very useful to you and relevant once you get in to an office. Having an understanding of local laws and how it works in your community is a benefit to you and to the potential employer. And as we all know, sometimes the best way to get a job is to know somebody in the office, to know somebody who knows somebody in the office. Having a personal reference or a personal recommendation that you go see somebody can be an important key that opens that door. So that type of networking is crucial, and I encourage people to consider that as part of their plan to overcome a lack of experience. And then finally, job placement agencies. Now, this is a way to get your foot in the door. It's only part-time, but it also opens you up to a variety of opportunities, right? When we think of paralegals, we generally think that they work in a private law firm, but that is not the only place that paralegals can work. A vast majority of them do work in private practice with attorneys, but you can also work in the courthouse. You can work with attorneys who work in insurance, banking, real estate. You can work for government agencies. There are lots of places where paralegals can work, and placement agencies may send you to a variety of different places, get a variety of experiences that can open your eyes to new possibilities, and you get some practical experience. They know you're coming in short term. They need to train you on what they need you to do. You'll pick up lots of practical experience, which you can then again put into a resume, cover letter, and have perhaps some references that you can ask for, particularly if you've been placed for a substantial amount of time, a couple of weeks, maybe a month. If you were placed for a period of time to cover somebody's vacation or what have you, the longer it is, the more likely you might be able to get a reference. So these are 4 different ways that you can get some practical experience, get some exposure, and get some experience so that you can then use that to open up some real opportunities for you. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any further questions, again, please contact me at my email below. We want to make sure that you get the most out of your educational experience, and we're also here to make sure you can help make those connections to your professional experience as well. Thanks so much.